regret. How do you regret for something you did and it is really giving you a hard time to drop it? If you really feel sad, you want to regret about something you did, these are the phrases and vocabulary you need. Number one, you need to use wish. I wish I didn't do it. If you did something bad and you really don't feel good about it, use the word wish. I wish I didn't. Why did I do? Why did I do it? I wish I didn't. So wish is a good word to use when you're talking about regret. Regret can be a verb or a noun. You can say, I have regrets to make, or she has a regret to make, or I regret doing that, or he regretted on what he did. So wish is our first vocabulary. Okay, so our second vocabulary you need is if only. If only is another phrase you can talk or you can use to talk about regret. If only I knew, I wouldn't have done that. If only I knew. If only I knew, I wouldn't have done that. So if only is another word you can use to talk about regret. Don't say I didn't tell you. If only I knew, I would have done my homework. Okay, don't forget that. Now, another word you can use or another phrase you can use is should have. Should have is good. Should have. Should have is another phrase you can use to talk about regret. For example, let's say you were given homework, but you didn't do your homework. So you can tell your teacher, I should have done my homework, but I didn't. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I should have done it. Or another example I can give you. Maybe you were supposed to take your medicine, but you didn't. You didn't take your medicine, and your mom says, hey, John, why didn't you take your medicine? Why didn't you take your medicine? So you can say, oh, mom, I should have taken my medicine. I should have. I should have. Do you hear shoulda? When we are speaking in English, we don't say I should have. You can hear I shoulda. So native speakers will sound like they're saying shoulda. I should have done. I should have done that. I should have taken my medicine. So you can use shoulda for should have. Okay? So those are three ways you can use to express or to talk about regret. Another word, or you can also use the if conditional three. Okay? The conditional clauses, if 0, if 1, if 2, if 3. You can use if 3 that says, I should have done that if I knew. I would have done that. Or I wouldn't have done that if I knew. So you can use all the modal verbs. I would, I should, I could. If I knew, I would have done that. Okay? I would have come with my ID if I knew that. If I knew that, I would have come. I would, or I could have done that, or I wouldn't have done that if I were you. Let's say you're regretting on behalf of your friend. Maybe your friend did something wrong and you are blaming him, so he's regretting. You can say, I wouldn't have done that if I were you. So maybe he's regretting, and then you can say, I wouldn't have done that. Okay, yeah. So you're both regretting. Okay, so you can use these words and phrases to talk about regret or to regret. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is Ronnie, your teacher from English Hacked. Please share this video and tell your friends about this new channel. Regret, how to talk about regret. So we saw if only, I wish, should have, and all the modal verbs would have, could have, should have can be used to talk about regret. Thank you for watching and stay around. This is Ronnie, your teacher. Bye-bye. Take care. Love you. Ronnie, how do we talk about regrets? How do we show regrets? How do you regret for something you did and it is really giving you a hard time to to drop it. If you really feel sad, you want to regret about something you did, these are the phrases and vocabulary you need. Number one, you need to use wish. I wish I didn't do it. If you did something bad and you really don't feel good about it, use the word wish. I wish I didn't. Why did I do? Why did I do it? I wish I didn't. So wish is a good word to use when you're talking about regret.